Coming to America.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our regularly scheduled commission meeting, February 25th, 2026. The time is now 6:03. As we have our roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Bass,
Here.
Commissioner Urban,
Here.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Present.
Commissioner Santiago,
Here.
Mayor Taylor.
Here. We're going to have our invocation led by Commissioner Santiago, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance by Captain Ruggiero.
Dear Lord, God, in your powerful name of Jesus Christ, I'd like to ask you tonight to you bless everybody here in this room, especially all my colleagues. Like that, we can have this city running in the right way in the future. In the powerful name of your Son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Yep.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States
And
and to the republic over which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have a couple presentations on tonight, and the first one, we're going to start with our Opa-locka Explorers for a moment in Black history. Our Opa-locka Explorers for a moment in Black history. Madam Manager, can you get some? Oh, thank you. Sure.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioner, and residents. Today, we will pause to acknowledge the passing and honor of the legacy of Reverend Jesse L. Jackson, a civil rights leader, Baptist minister, humanitarian, and two-time Democrat presidential candidate. He was a close confidant of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a lifelong advocate for human rights and social justice who believed deeply in the power that people can create change. This evening, we honor Reverend Jackson with a montage of I Am Somebody. His message reminds us that ordinary men and women, young and old, that their voices matter and their dignity matters and their future matters. Though we come from different backgrounds and experiences, we can all see a part of ourselves in his courage and conviction. Because of him, we can. And at this time, we will present our tribute. I am somebody.
I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. I may make mistakes. But I am somebody.
But I am somebody. I am somebody. I can learn, I can read, I can write. I can do math. I can achieve. I deserve respect.
Education. I deserve opportunity.
I am somebody. I am somebody. I am somebody.
So we want to thank our explorers for reminding us that we are somebody. Can we give it up for our children one more time? Thank you all. So this year, we did what we call the Mayor's Black History Essay Contest. And in this contest, we sent it out to all of our schools in the city of Opa-locka to include our summer camps, our after-school care programs, and the students were to write an essay with a minimum essay count not to exceed 1,200 words, and the prizes were the first place winner got $300, the second place winner got $200, and the third place winner will receive $100. So for that essay contest, we received 18 submissions from students all around the city of Opa-locka and all of our schools. So we were able to narrow that down, and today we are here to award the three winners for the Mayor's Black History Essay Contest, and we'll also have them come up and read their essay. So our first place winner is from the South Florida School of Excellence. Our third place winner. Our third place winner is from the South Florida School of Excellence, and the principal is Dr. Batul, and her name is Miss Shanice Grubbs.
When people hear the words Black history, they often think of the past, of old photographs, marches, speeches, and names printed in textbooks. They think of history as something that already happened, something finished and framed, but to me, Black history is not only behind us, it is living, it is breathing, it is growing, and most importantly, it is me. I am Black history because I carry stories of those who came before me. In my skin lives resilience, in my voice lives courage. In my dreams live the sacrifices of generations who were told they could not, yet did anyway. Every step I take forward is built on steps taken long before I was born. Steps taken in chains, in struggle, in protest, and in hope. Black history does not begin with slavery, and it does not end with a chapter in a book. It began with kings and queens, inventors and artists, leaders and visionaries. It continued through survival, through resistance, and through the unbreakable spirit of a person, of a people who refused to be erased. When I learn about the past, I do not just see history, I see legacy. I see strength that looks like me. I see determination that sounds like me. I see greatness that reminds me that I too belong in the story. Being Black history means understanding that my existence is powerful. There was a time when people who looked like me were not allowed to read, speak freely, or dream without limits. Yet today I am here learning, speaking, creating, and dreaming boldly. My education, my voice, and my presence are victories that were fought for long before I arrived. Every time I raise my hand in class, share my ideas, or believe in myself, I honor those who were once silenced. I am Black history in the way I persevere. Life is not always easy, and sometimes the world places labels and expectations on me before I even say a word. But history teaches me that obstacles are not new to my community. My ancestors faced barriers far greater, yet they still found ways to rise, build, and shine. Their perseverance flows through me. When I push through challenges, I am continuing their legacy of strength. I am Black. I am also Black history in the way I dream. Dreams are acts of resilient resistance. To dream freely is to reject every voice that says I am not enough. Whether I dream of success, leadership, creativity, or change, my dreams matter because they expand the story of what Black excellence looks like today. Black history is not only about surviving hardship, it is about achieving greatness, expressing joy, and shaping the future. Black history lives in my culture, my creativity, and my community. It lives in the music that moves me, the stories that inspires me, and the traditions that connect me to something greater than myself. It lives in the pride I feel when I see people who look like me succeed, innovate, and lead. Representation reminds me that I am not limited by stereotypes or statistics. I am limitless. But being Black history is not just about pride. it is also about responsibility. I have a responsibility to learn, to grow, and to uplift others. I have a responsibility to speak truth, to stand against injustice, and to create opportunities for those who will come after me. Just as history shaped me, I have the power to shape history. My actions today will become someone else's inspiration tomorrow. Sometimes people ask, how can one person be history? The answer is simple. History is made every day. It is made in classrooms, in communities, in quiet moments of courage, and in loud moments of change. It is made when I choose kindness over hate, determination over doubt, and hope over fear. It is made when I believe in my worth, even when the world tries to make me question it. I am Black history because I represent progress. I am part of a generation that stands on the shoulders of giants while reaching for even greater heights. I am living proof that the struggles of the past were not in vain. My existence, my education, and my ambitions are evidence of how far we have come and how far we can still go. Most importantly, I am Black history because my story matters. My voice matters. My future matters. History is not only about famous names, it is about everyday people who choose to make a difference in their own lives and communities. I may be young, but my impact is already beginning. Every goal I set, every challenge I overcome, and every positive choice I make becomes part of the history I am creating. Black history is not confined to 1 month, one lesson, or one generation. It is ongoing. It evolves with every new leader, thinker, artist, and dreamer who dares to believe in their potential. And I am one of those dreamers. I am one of those voices. I am one of those stories still being written. So when I say I am Black history, I am not only honoring the past, I am claiming my place in the future. I am strength, I am resilience, I am excellence, I am hope, and every day that I learn, grow, and rise, I am adding a new chapter to a story that is far from over. I am Black history, and there is nothing else I could ever be more proud of. Thank you.
So that's our third place winner, Miss Shanice Grubbs from South Florida School of Excellence. She is a 10th grader. So our second place winner, all the way from Nathan B. Young Elementary School, her principal is here, Miss Davis, who is here, and this is Bronx Davis. Little y'all, 1 second. Hey.
Thank you. This is my I Am Black History essay. I am Black history because I am a Black child who represents the past and the future. I carry the legacy of my ancestors while also becoming a part of the next generation of Black excellence. Black history is not just about people from long ago. It is about people who we are today and who we are becoming. By learning about trailblazers and making positive choices in my daily life through education, art, and kindness, I continue the story of Black history. Becoming Black history is not about waiting until I'm older. It is about the actions I take right now. Every time I work hard in school, show respect, or help someone in need, I am adding to the ongoing story of progress with the Black community. My identity, my existence, and my future are all part of the long legacy of strength and courage. Another reason I am Black history is because of where I'm from. I am from the Bahamas, which has a rich history connected to the African heritage, freedom, and cultural pride.
She's from back.
My background connects me to generations of people who survived hardships and built strong places to live. No matter where I live, my ancestors are a part of that history, even if someone has lighter or darker skin. They can still be a part of Black history because it is about culture, legacy, and experience. Saying I am Black history is a powerful statement. It means that my actions matter. It means I have the ability to shape the future. Even if I make mistakes, I am still a part of Black history. However, I become an important Black history when I choose to help others and make a difference in the world. For example, I can help elderly people cross the street, clean up public parks, or participate in fundraisers that support schools. Small services can create a big change. Leaders from the past started with small acts of courage and kindness before they became well known. What made them important was their dedication to helping others. When you people use your gifts and improve the world, you strengthen your place in history. You do not have to be famous to do things that matter. Even small good deeds can make a big impact long after we are gone. The kindness in what we have done can continue to inspire others. That is why I proudly say, I am Black history and I am a part of a powerful past, an important present, and hopeful future.
Now, y'all heard him say he gonna volunteer and help raise some money, right? All right, we gonna hold you to that. And our last reader for tonight, our first place reader, again, all the way from Nathan B. Young Elementary School. Our first place winner is Miss Chanel Johnson.
This is my I Am Black History essay. I was always taught to respect my elders. I was taught that you can learn a lot from elderly people if you simply sit and listen to what they have to say. Their words of wisdom and their stories teach you lessons that you may not have learned on your own. Every weekend, I stay at my grandma Gigi's house, even on days when I have nothing to do. I still ask my mom if I can go to her house. My friends often laugh and poke fun at me, calling me names like old woman or lame, but I never let it get to me because spending time with her means everything to me. Had it not been for my grandma Gigi, I wouldn't know how to bake just like her and my mom. I have also heard many stories about her mother who passed away before my mom or I was born. The stories I heard about my great great grandmother Sarah truly amazed me. My grandma Gigi has a picture of her mother sitting on a shelf in the house. As soon as you walk through the door in the picture, Grandma Sarah has a low haircut, no shoes on, long pants, and a shirt. Now that you have a visual of her, here is her story. Grandma Sarah was born on February 3rd of 1921 in Selma, Alabama. During that time, slavery and its effects were still very present. She had 9 children, 4 boys and 5 girls, and my grandma Gigi was the youngest. Grandma Gigi often said that Alabama and Mississippi were especially dangerous for Black people because of the Ku Klux Klan and others who did not like people of color. She described Grandma Sarah as having a slick mouth with no filter. Grandma Sarah did not care who she spoke to because she had no regard for color, or how she spoke to them because she always carried herself with the utmost respect. Since she always stood up for herself, things became so dangerous that Grandma Sarah's siblings in Florida had to be called to help. White people wanted to lynch her simple for standing up for herself. For those who may not know, lynching is when people are hanged from a tree by their necks, often with their hands tied behind their backs. Grandma Sarah stood her ground and never backed down, regardless of the possible outcome. When my grandma Gigi was only 3 years old, her family from Jacksonville, Florida, drove all the way to Alabama to get Grandma Sarah and her children before something terrible happened. Every time my grandma Gigi tells this story, I thank God because if that had not happened, I might not be here today. My mom will not be here. My grandma Gigi and her siblings will not be here either. Grandma Sarah is a Black history story unknown to many, but so important to my family. The old picture in my grandmother's house is more than just a picture. It's a reminder of my history as a Black person in America. It represents my motivation, hope, and faith. I am Black history because enslaved people fought not only for my rights, but for the rights of everyone who shares my skin color. They showed the world that no matter what your complexion is, you can do anything if you believe, as long as you believe in yourself and have faith that your dreams and goals are possible. I am also Black history because leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks did not fight in vain. They fought for a purpose and long-lasting results that will impact generations to come. Their fight impacts me directly because they stood up for future generations, including my generation. Because of them, I feel confident and secure in my skin color and know that I determine my future. Before I learned about history, there were times when I felt shamed. However, learning about Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech and Rosa Parks' bus boycott made me feel alive and connected to them, almost like they were members of my own family, just like my grandma Sarah. As I grow older, I understand more clearly that everything they did was for a reason, and I am deeply thankful for their sacrifices. I aim to make them proud and live out the dreams that Martin Luther King had for us all, taking the steps that Rosa Parks want us to take and speak up and stand out like my grandma Sarah so bravely did.
Didn't they do a good job, y'all? So I want to invite my colleagues down as we present you all with what y'all really came for. That money. So starting with our third place winner, Miss Shanice Grubbs. It says City of Opa-locka Certificate of Achievement, the Mayor's Black History Essay Contest third place winner. This certificate is proudly presented to Ms. Shanice Grubbs for demonstrating excellence in writing and sharing a meaningful message about Black history. Your voice matter and your words make a difference. Presented this 25th day of February 2026, signed by me, Mayor John Henry Taylor Jr. She got the money up there. Exactly. Thank you. Congratulations. And thank you to Ms. Batul and the South Florida Excellence family for coming out and supporting Ms. Shanice. Our second place winner from Nathan B. Young, Mr. Bronx Davis. He said he gonna raise us some money, y'all. That's what he said. He gonna raise money for Nathan B. Young. That's what he said. And Bass said you her nephew because you're from the Bahamas. So there you go. Oh, you got two aunties. So it says City of Opa-locka certificate of, you go over there, get the check. Certificate of Achievement, the Mayor's Black History Essay Contest, second place winner. This certificate is proudly presented to Mr. Bronx Davis. And last but not least, all the way again from Nathan B. Young, our first place winner, Miss Chanel Johnson. I just want to let you know when they was reading your essay, all of them was moved by how the fact that you talked about your grandmother and your great-grandmother. And you made it personal. That's what we liked here. So it says the Certificate of Achievement, the Mayor's Black History Essay Contest. First place winner, this certificate is proudly presented to Miss Chanel Johnson.
You forgot to say that in my camera.
Thank you, Mom. I want to say thank you to the parents, to Principal Ms. Davis, to Dr. Batul, and thank you for the parents for helping our children with this essay. Now, I will say this, the big checks, they got to come back to me, okay? Y'all, you keep the small ones, but I need my big checks back. But thank you all for coming. And all right, so moving right along to the approval of our consent agenda. Do I have any pulls, deferrals, or deletions at this moment?
Mr. Mayor,
Vice Mayor Kelly?
we only have one item, so it was deferred, so I want to talk about it, obviously, so you could pull it. But I really wanted to say something, and if I could, and commend you for doing the Black History essay contest. I think it was very important, and letting them read their speeches. I know they're a little long, but I think it's important that we celebrate the history. So I want to thank you for that, and obviously commend the schools and all those involved. I think it's a great thing to honor as part of our Black history. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. You are pulling. You are pulling.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Vice Mayor. All right, so Madam Clerk, can you call the roll? Can I get a motion? Consent agenda? Moved by Commissioner Irvin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bass, even though there's nothing on the consent. We pulled this. When we got the consent, then there's nothing on the consent.
Yes.
All right, Madam Clerk?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
so we're pulling 13-1?
Yes, ma'am.
And just for the record, there is a substitute agenda cover memo for that item, which was passed out prior to the meeting. You should have it on the dais.
Got it.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Irvin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Dr. Bass. Madam Clerk?
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, can I get the approval of the minutes, the regular commission meeting minutes, February 11th? Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Irvin,
Second.
second, who said? Second by Commissioner Santiago. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
All right, Madam Clerk, do we have any District 1, District 2, or state reports at this moment?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, so we're moving on, no public presentation, to our citizens forum. Can you please state for the record how to participate in citizens forum?
Good evening. The City of Opa-locka Commission meetings are held in person at the Opa-locka Government Center, City Commission Chambers, 780 Fisherman Street, 3rd floor, Opa-locka, Florida. Members of the public wishing to address the commission may do so in person or virtually. Those persons wishing to participate virtually should register prior to the scheduled meeting time on the city's website at www.opalockafl.gov. When speaking before the commission, please make sure to give your full name and address for the record. There is a 3-minute time limit for public comments. Please adhere to the decorum policy, which is a part of the commission meeting agenda. City commission meetings are aired through live stream at www.youtube.com/user/City of Opa-locka.
And at this time, there are no virtual public comments.
Okay. Citizens Forum is now open. Please come forward. Welcome. State your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Brian Dennis, address 2140 York Street. What you have before you is an amendment to the ethics complaint that I filed about last month against former city manager Darvin Williams. The second page of this is a letter that was written on June 22nd, on June 8th of 2022, stated that Mr. Williams was no longer a part of the Well Springs Company. But when no one wasn't looking, Mr. Williams was city manager, he added himself back to that company. So what you have before you now is an amended piece of legislation that has been amended to the complaint that I have filed with the Department of Ethics. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this to say this. I don't put my name on somebody just for the simple sake of putting my name on somebody. I don't go after people just for the sake of going after them. That is not my nature. That has never been my nature. But when you open up a can of worms and you begin to dog and mistreat people, and you do people any kind of way without the ill will, with ill intent, without regards for their families and your selfish motives. And here you have something that's potentially as this, which could maybe be criminal. And you do it at the behest of the city government, and you take advantage of the position in which you sit in as the city manager. It is shameful. So when we stand up and we say that because he was fired, that there would be blood on people's hands, look at the dirt that's here. Look at the dirt that's in the amended complaint of the ethics violation that I filed against him. And I'm saying this because here is a project that requires phase 2, in which those seniors that were supporting him have not gotten a residence in their place. Those seniors was promised housing in that place over there. But yet, what do we have? There has been a trail of empty promises from this city manager, former city manager, that has done nothing but lay waste of lie on top of lie on top of lie. And the one thing I always tell people is that a lie need a kickstand, the truth stands alone. The truth stands alone. So I say this here. It ain't blood on nobody's hands, it's dirt.
Citizens Forum is still open.
Chris Roberts, 640 Dunad Avenue. I have a comment. Over a year ago, it was brought to the dais that we didn't have soccer in the city of Opa-locka. We signed a contract for 1 year at Ingram Park. When did it change that we have events on both of the parks for the same particular sports? That's unfair. We have track, we have basketball, and we have flag football at Shabandi Park. And on Saturdays, we have football games. When did it change? For some reason, I don't get it. I know it's election year and everybody needs favors, but that is not fair to the residents of the city of Opa-locka. The very same kids that participate in the program here come from on the east side. They come up from the east side, the west side, the south side, every side. What makes the difference? Well, we need 2 soccer programs in the city of Opa-locka. Monday through Saturday, we have soccer at Ingram Park. Is that fair? No, that is not. And on Saturday and Sunday, you want to bring in another contract for a soccer team. That's unfair to the residents of Opa-locka. This city is not made up of just soccer. We need other sports for the residents here. We fighting a battle with losing kids from every direction because this is not one Dalmatian city. It's a diverse community. Why do we have to have soccer on both locations? That is unfair.
Citizens Forum is still open. Citizens Forum is closed. All right, thank you all for coming out and speaking up. So we're gonna go ahead and move into our action items. Madam Clerk, Madam Attorney, 13-1.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, authorizing the city manager to enter into a facility use agreement with ADC International Group, Inc., DBA Soccer Star Elite, to utilize Sherbundi Park Field for its youth soccer program, providing for adoption of representations, providing for scrivener's errors, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by Commissioner Santiago, and it was deferred from the February 11th, 2026 meeting.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Santiago. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Baz. Commissioner Santiago, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Henry. Well, we know the last your new name. Very interested tonight. Talking about sports, bringing to our community. It sound like we bringing something bad to that side of the city. And I want to know tonight, who is really own these parks? The residents of Opa-locka or us? I think the park, every park in the east, in the west, in the north, and anywhere that we have a park, it belongs to the resident, to all the residents, to everybody. And let me say that because in the last meeting, I decided to defer the item to today or to the next commissioner meeting that is today. They come with me with some kind of things that I don't even want to call in liars, but but it's something very funny and it's something that is not right. And that's the reason why that I say I want an investigation about that. How can they bring an item to the commissioner meeting and before that they not look the schedule of the park to know that that day or whatever it is cannot be in play? And they told me that the same night for the commissioner meeting. They don't even tell me that in my agenda readings that we have before the meeting. I don't know anything about it. No, they bring me the surprise here in the commissioner meeting that day. And I remember we only have here present because I know the mayor has some trip and my colleague here to the left have to go because she don't feel okay. And I said, what's going on here? And this is be prepared. And this is be something have to be, and I want to be clear, okay? When some kind of people that they don't want to see around the park. I know that we have soccer in the other side of the England, and I'm very glad, that we have. But in England also we have football. In England we have basketball. We don't have no basketball now in England because everything is broke down and we have to fix it. For park, in any park, you can have any type of sport. A sport is good for the young people of our city. No matter who sport it is, it's good. It's good. And what I say is, why before I bring that, and why before that I spoke to the manager and spoke, to the people in charge, they never told me about that we don't have available that days. Now, I asking the manager, and the manager, I know she brings something new because we be talking about the schedule of the park. And she told me, okay, that we have, opening Saturday and Sunday. And I think that they decide to doing it from 9 to 2. But now I know. Okay, I hope we're gonna have another surprise that we don't have no more space in the park because I said I heard in the public presentation that they bring into me tonight. Okay, that they don't want the soccer because we have too many sport out there and we don't have no space again. Saturday and Sunday, Madam Manager, we don't have no space Saturday and Sunday too.
Good evening. As previously communicated to you, Commissioner Santiago, at this time, Saturday and Sunday is available. However, when the regular football season starts, there is a clause that the city will take precedence if the city needs the field. And I explained that to you, and you said that was fine. At this
Yes,
time-
I think that what we talk is if any commissioner or park and recreation has on an event, a special event, okay, they're supposed to, yes, left the park free for
That's
that
correct.
event or for us.
That's
Yes. Okay. That's what I think that we've been talking. Yeah, but my surprise is now, okay, what I heard from the public, what I heard from the residents, and residents that they work there in park.
Okay, Commissioner Santiago, so I wanted you to explain the legislation. Madam Manager, can you explain what we're voting on so people know?
A field use agreement
A field
is
use
is
agreement.
sponsored by Commissioner Santiago for Sherbondi Park, use on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Okay, and then we have a subsequent item, which is the cover memo change.
Yes, because of the dates. In the agenda packet, it still had the old dates that was previously provided. The new agenda cover memo has Saturday and Sunday.
Got it.
But Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner Santiago?
yeah, I want to make that point to the public. Or the reason why in the last commissioner meeting we defer the item is because they come in with something surprise to me about the schedule for the park, about the day that we choose to have before. And that's what I say, to the manager, and the manager know that I be very clear about that. And she explaining to me what happened or and I know that you're not here at that time. Okay, you'll be traveling, okay, together with our mayor to Tallahassee. And I say, yeah, but whoever you left in charge, they're supposed to know about what's going on before that I bring any item to the meeting. Because let me say that I look bad in front of the public with that. And I think that I deserve. And I don't want nobody taking it, personal, but I deserve the same respect that everybody have here in this day. Everybody have the same thing like me. We equal. We're not different. And if we want to keep and work together to make that city better, we have to do the right thing. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Manager, I'm gonna yield to Vice Mayor Kelly because he pulled the item. So I'm just trying to get what is this a soccer team that we're bringing, or they're just using the field?
The sponsor of the item can answer that, but this is a field use agreement for the name of the organization is Soccer Star Elite to serve as a soccer program.
Do you want me to make it clear that? Yes, to my colleague and the mayor, that's another soccer league that we bring into the west side, to that part, in that 2 day that they, that the park and recreation give it to them, that space.
And
if I don't think it's wrong to have two soccer teams. It's not me. They are soccer team that they're gonna competing together. They in both sides, east side and west side. But like somebody say, oh, it's a lot of kids from the east side coming. Yeah, okay. I want to see that for when we go to the park. Okay, to counting how many kids that we have there every day for our community, for this community. And I want to say that, and I'm gonna be in top of that. The park is for the resident of the great city of Opa-locka, no matter who it is. Everybody have equal opportunity here in the city to participate in park and recreation. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Manager, and to the sponsor. So the only change was that they would be able to use the field from 9 to 2 Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes.
But if the city's football team or the city has a function, then we take precedent.
Yes, and that's in that's in under additional provisions, number 2.
And how long in advance do we have to give them if this passes? Is there a time period, like 1 week, 30 days? Because things come
They're
up at
actually
last minute,
supposed to
that's why.
provide well, they have their schedule, but we can definitely give them our games, our schedule. But I believe I saw somewhere and it said 7 days.
Mr.
One
Mayor.
second, Commissioner, I'm sorry. And what about, so city events? Like we have a
Yes.
pool party, or we have the Easter egg hunt, or a prayer in the park.
That comes first.
That comes first, okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll, go ahead, Commissioner Santiago, and then you're the vice mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, to be sure, Jamaica, in the time that we had to let it know who, to that club, okay, the day that they have to have the field free, what is going to be the limit time to let it know them? I wonder you read it. 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it, because that's something that I want to make it clear, and we're gonna try to fix that. Is communication, okay, to the public, to the citizens, and to us too. If we're gonna have something in place, at least that's an emergency, Mr. Mayor. If that's an emergency, we know that that's an emergency. But if we know that in May we're gonna have something in the park, we have to let it know when ahead of time, not 3 days or 2 days before anybody want to do some event or anybody want to. Don't tell me that happened again. They're doing it purposes. No way. That ain't going tonight. The same thing. If somebody play games, somebody play games. If somebody play, that's not right.
All right. Um, Madam Manager, so,
Stop the
let's make a let's make a motion to do.
Mr. Carney, let's not address this.
A 5-minute read, never mind, okay. You said Mr. Carney's going to, so we're good? All right, so I'll, yield to, Commissioner Irvin.
Let me say this. Them, with the football program, I'm here to tell you, sometime we find out on Wednesday or Thursday that we have a home game. We could be scheduled for away. We may not find out till Thursday that that game is going to be at our home park. So all of this talk about letting them know ahead of time and all that, that's not, I don't see where it's gonna work. That's me talking. And today it's having two soccer teams on the east side and the west side. Okay, so what is it gonna be next year when somebody want to bring another football? We gonna have football, two different.
One second. All right, Madam Manager, let's go ahead and make a motion to recess for 5 minutes so that you can cure this issue and let us know whether or not we have to evacuate, and we'll come back. So can I get a motion to recess for 5 minutes?
Move it.
Motion made by, Madam Clerk, roll call on the recess, please.
Aye.
So we'll be back in 5 minutes, which will be 6:57. This meeting is recessed. One, welcome to our continuation of our regular. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our continuation of our regularly scheduled commission meeting, February 25th, 2026. The time is now 5:58, and we are 6:58. I'm sorry, and we're returning from our recess. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Irvin,
Here.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Present.
Commissioner Santiago,
Present.
Commissioner Bass.
Here.
Mayor Taylor.
Here. All right, and we are continuing from, as again, our regularly scheduled commission meeting, February 25th. Madam Manager, we was on 13-1, a resolution of the City Commission, City of Opa-locka, authorizing the city manager to enter into a facility use agreement with ADC International Group, Inc., DBA Soccer Star Elite to utilize Shabundy Field for its youth soccer program, providing for adoption representations, providing for scrivener's errors, providing for an effective date, and it was sponsored by Commissioner Santiago. We were in the middle of discussion, and I had yielded to Commissioner Irvin, who had the floor. Commissioner Irvin?
Yes, so my concern was that when it's football season, we don't always, we can, we have a schedule, but our schedule changes all the time. Sometimes as early as Thursday, we'll find out that we're going to be at home, or we may find out that we were supposed to be at home, but now we're away. So I think that's going to create some controversy there. And then also, like, I was always under the impression that we were going to split the parks, have so many programs on this park and then have so many on that park, because the city is also only but so big. So are we going to entertain having football at both parks or football at one park? Anybody want to start a football, just come and enter into agreement, and now we have two different football programs. I'm not.
Mr. Mayor.
Wait 1 second.
Go ahead.
Commissioner Santiago?
Yeah, let me ask you, sir. How is that we decide or we're gonna split in the parks? What is that? I don't see any something like that in any other city. What is that? What kind of division that we want to have here in the great city of Opa-locka? I like to say that, Mr. Mayor, to this, to finish that discussion. I hope you're calling for both, and let's see, if it passed or not, and see, what is really going on here in the great city of Opa-locka. But I never see that, to dividing the parts and do that kind of things in any other city. How can Opa-locka doing that? Who authorized that?
All right. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner Bass?
thank you. I'm just going to say that I believe in choices. Just how our residents on this side have a choice to use Shabundy, the residents on the west side should have the same opportunity to decide whether or not they want to utilize that park. If this were to pass and it doesn't grow or become what the company wants it to be, then it would fail. But I think for me, I'm gonna speak for myself, just to say no to it, making that decision for our residents on that side, I think that should be a choice that they make, whether or not they want to participate in soccer on that side. I don't think I should make that choice for them. Thank you.
Mayor,
Vice Mayor?
thank you. I want to stop saying sides, and I want to say Opa-locka. Let me just go to the document at hand, because I did have questions the last time, but I didn't say anything because the sponsor deferred it. So let me just ask these questions now, both to staff and to the organizations that are here. First of all, to staff, as listed in the document, I know it's been changed to Saturday and Sunday, but within the agreement itself, a couple of things I'd like to know. the organization that would be utilizing the fields through this agreement, how much are each participant paying? I know it says here we're gonna get 6 spots, and then the others potentially at a discounted rate. So I want to know that first of all. And the second thing I want to know is within the agreement on, again, page 24 of 93 in our package, it says that there will be a level 2 background screening prior to supervising children, performed by a city vendor and paid for by the city. So that question becomes, why would we be paying as a city for background checks on folks that from another organization? And if that's the case, then what is that cost? And then the other question that I have, in the clean off, the utilizing the place, there's a fee if they don't for, I guess, 50 to 200 per occurrence, et cetera. So how would that work with a daily sign off for compliance on Saturday or Sunday? And I think the other question that I had been raised in terms of how that notification would take place, because we do have a lot of things come up that we do as elected officials, and besides even just football, other sports. So those are the questions that I raised and I need answers to. And then some of the other things within the scope of the services. This is page 28 and 93. City may position banners. You got parks promoting, use will provide the banners, responsible for placing them, et cetera. Those kind of things that are part of this this agreement. So if you could answer those, Madam Manager, and then they also, if it exceeds 50 people, how would that be implemented in terms of needing, I guess, police, because the number is higher? All of those are things there. The other thing that really concerns me, and even to the sponsor, I don't know if he had even noticed it, in number 22 of page 30 of 93, basically says access to other parts of the park facility is prohibited. And I'm trying to interpret that because it's to include but not limited to concession stand, announcers booth, and storage rooms. Now, I can kind of interpret that that's probably a broad statement, but when I interpret that and read it just on its face, and I'm not a lawyer, you're really saying these young people couldn't even go to the restroom because that's inside. This agreement really refers to outside. Now, I know I'm quite sure that's not our thought process if it does pass, but when you have use agreements, I think you have to be very careful in how you're going to present them. And so I have some, if you can answer those questions, and I'd also like to know what it's going to cost in terms of staffing. I know you changed the hours, so staff probably should be working within those hours. But when I look at the program on Ingram, and I've said this to you privately, you know, I don't say them private, I can't say public. If you're going to have programs like this, you got to have at least 2 people, in my opinion, that's kind of dedicated to just this program. Because the one you have at Ingram has a lot of kids. They're out there, the parents having a good time. I rode by there and seen it. But our restroom, for example, is on the way down on the other end. So now if you bring this program here to Shabandi, again, the same thing. In my opinion, you're going to need at least 2 staff that just focus on the soccer program. Because you're not just talking about practice, you're talking about potential games, tournaments, which will draw a lot of people because soccer is popular. So how would that be addressed? How would that cost be addressed? And the other question I have, and I don't know if the sponsors or the owners of the soccer elite are here, because in their package that they gave us the last time at the meeting, which I had a chance to go over and read since then, I know we had to adjourn. Some of the statements that are made in here that give me concern too, that I'd like to have clarification on. And one of them being expressed desire to improve the appearance and overall condition of Shabandi Park, contributing to better organization, maintenance, and a refreshed look. I'd like to really know what that means. And then how are the scholarship recipients really selected? I'd like to know that as well. And it also says cosmetic and functional improvements such as better organization, visual upkeep, signage, and general care. If that could be explained. So those are things from the applicant standpoint, but more to what we control, the answers to the questions that is raised that deal with the agreement and also the staffing component. Mr. Mayor, to the manager.
Madam Manager?
As far as the cost, I would have to yield to Commissioner Santiago regarding the cost. Staffing, like you said, staff is on the park. We do have 2 to 3 employees on the weekend at the park, at Shabandi Park. So staff will be there. With regard, you said a lot, Vice Mayor. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I said a lot because I know I didn't say anything in the last meeting because it got deferred. So I kept all my, but what I'm getting at is that there's a lot more to just the signing the agreement. Now you said there's 3 people on the park. Okay, so just think about how big Shabandi is. And we're going to cut the ribbon next week on the court. So now you got people in the court, you got things happening inside, you got rentals happening inside, and you got potentially a great soccer tournament practice going on outside, a lot of parents, kids, etc. I'm trying to wonder, and I don't believe that 3 people would be enough to cover all of that. That's why I'm asking the cost, because I can see with some of our rentals, which would have nothing to do with what's happening out on the soccer field, but we all know when that building gets rented for whatever it is, it requires a lot. It requires more than one person trying to maintain all of that facility and all of that space. So to me, you're going to need at least 2 people to manage the other part of the park. Because let's face it, if you got 2 people or how, I don't know, 2 people on the park that's there, or 3 people you said totally, then you're looking at one person, I guess, covering a lot, one covering the basketball court area, one covering the soccer. I think that's a major challenge because at the end of the day, if something happens, it's not going to be on the soccer elite, it's going to be on the city if something happens. And we don't want anything to happen to anyone. So if you can answer that, and I know I said a lot, but I was trying to clarify.
Sorry. So the 3 bodies that's normally on the park, that's what we have because most of our park employees that work on the weekends are the part-time employees. So that's what we have. With regards to the level 2 background, the city, that would need to be revised. And I will ask the city attorney how we can address that, but the city cannot bear that cost.
Right.
That cost would have to go to that entity. They would have to pay that. We cannot pay for that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. We're talking about what
The level 2 background. They have to do a level 2 background check. And they would have they would have to be responsible for bearing that cost.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And through the mayor, the only thing that you would change is at the end of it, paragraph 13, where it says paid for by the city, it will be paid for by the vendor. So.
Continue, Madam Manager.
Okay. Let's see, I'm trying to follow everything. Oh, and we would also need to revise it because what, like Vice Mayor Kelly said, the way that it's worded, they will not have access to the restrooms, and the restrooms at Shabandi are inside. So that would be something else that would need to be revised. I believe that this mirrored the agreement from Ingram Park, which the restrooms are outside. Trying to see.
Madam Manager, and communication part that I raised and Vice Mayor raised.
Oh, so I looked through it. There's nothing in here that says how much time we have to give them, how much notification. So we would need to add at least 7 days.
Okay. And Commissioner Santiago, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm gonna be short. I'm not gonna be too long. I heard that they're mentioning about the amount of people that we receive in the park. It sounds like we don't have enough space inside in our facility inside of Shavandi with the bathrooms. And that's
No. No, that's not what was said.
Uh-huh.
The agreement, the way that the agreement is worded, it say that it's basically saying that they only have access to the outside field. So with it saying that, they will not be able to come inside and use the restrooms. Of course, we're not going to stop people from using the restrooms, but we want to make it clear.
How can we do something like that to the rest of the public? Not only the people that they're going to be playing soccer or.
Mr. Santiago.
We're not
she
saying
said it was
that.
a mistake. They're
That's a mistake.
We're not
Okay.
saying that.
No, I want to be sure, Mr. Mayor. Let me.
No, but you was about to go
Yeah,
off.
but let me be sure, to see what's going on. Okay, it's fine. Okay, yeah,
Alright.
because
Mr. Mayor,
Wait, you see, he had other stuff. to say.
Yeah, you haven't answered all my question yet.
No, I'm-
Oh, okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
but I want to, about the 7 days.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are we gonna do if we have not notified them in 7 days and we're at the third day that the parks find out that football is gonna be a home game that day? Then what are we gonna do?
So this is, maybe the commission can come up with a number. I said at least. I wouldn't go no more. I wouldn't go any longer. I wouldn't say a week, 2 weeks, because I did hear the concerns that you raised. So I wouldn't say that. But to give them some type of notification.
I think a week is okay. 7 days.
Madam
That's
Manager.
the perfect time.
All right, one second.
Mr. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Madam, sir. What I'm saying is sometimes the football schedule changes by Thursday, and we're supposed to be playing on Saturday. So if we find out on Thursday that we have to stay home at our park, that does not give the soccer elite the 7 days that we're promising them, if it's 7 days that we're promising them. So then what are we supposed to do as a football team?
We're talking about that's an emergency. Let's put it that way. It's like an emergency that you're going to have with that situation, because the same privilege that we give into the flat soccer or to the basketball team, we have to give into the other people too. It's fair for everybody. I understand if something happened that as an emergency, like I say, yes. But I think the 7 days notice for anything that we do in the park is enough time, to organize or prepare the schedule for the whole year for everybody.
Okay. I'm there on the park all the time during football season. And I'm telling you, football season and soccer is going to be a clash of all clashes to be had. I'm telling you. You don't know the league that we're in. Trust me. And for those, including the director, the few people that are here that support the park and the football program, they will agree with what I'm saying. It's going to be clash of the titans, for real, for real.
Vice Mayor had another
You still had the
question.
floor, Madam Manager.
Vice Mayor had another question with regards to off-duty police. Should this pass, because it's an agreement, they will not be required to do a rental application, but they would definitely have to give the director some type of schedule. The days of the week, we already know it's Saturday and Sunday, but the actual dates, if it's going to be a game, if it's going to be a practice, how many people they expect, because we can't wait until the day of and it's 100 people there and we don't have off-duty police or we don't have police available. So that's something that we would have to know in advance, because according to this agreement, if it's more than 50, they would have to have police there.
A question.
Wait.
A question, Mr. Mayor. Let me ask you a question to the manager, please. Okay. All right. And they agree in the other part in England. Okay, they have that, what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but they have to have it too.
Yes.
Nobody
agreement.
being, in opposition or that.
Same thing.
That's the correct thing to do. It's fair for everybody. If they have it, they also have to have it. If they have an event and they know they're going to have 500 or 1,000 people, they know that they have to, hiding a off-duty police officer to security the park. But that's the same agreement that we have in the other side. Similar or the same.
Mr. Mayor?
1 second, Madam Manager, you still on that answer to Vice Mayor's question? Yeah,
I'm scrolling through.
okay. So while you're scrolling, Commissioner Bass,
I just want to be clear on what I'm hearing, because I know we have to vote on this item. Am I hearing that if within the 7 days the Parks Department, the football team is notified that they're playing on our park, am I hearing that elite will basically say, okay, we can't play because the parks supersede our league? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
So in other words, there won't be a clash, because if the parks direct together right now, look, we need a field tomorrow, they're supposed to be playing, we get on the phone, call them, we have an emergency, we need our park, then they just won't be there.
Based on the comments made by Commissioner Urban, there should be something in there. If it's or an emergency or less than 7 days, that also should be in writing.
So, and that should be added to what we're looking at. Correct?
Yes.
And then that way we won't have a conflict of scheduling if our parks have an emergency and we need our field. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Commissioner Santiago.
let me be, a day, okay, what we'll be talking about right now. We're talking about the 7 days, okay, in case any of the commissioner or the city, okay, have some special event out there in the park, okay, or, okay, if we have any emergency, that's good for, with me, with that kind of agreement. The only agreement is this, about the flag football, that's what we call in the American football.
American football.
Yes, okay. Commissioner Irving, she bring it like they can have anything 2-3 days before and they want to use the power. We have to give them the privilege to them.
I can't speak for Commissioner Urban, but what I understood it was that the game.
I don't say that you have to talk about but
the game.
that's a question because I want to make it clear. For the commissioner, for the city, if that's an emergency, it's okay. But let's be fair with everybody. 7 days for anything that happened that we have to stop, whatever we have there, I think it's fair. And it's always depend what it is too.
Mr. Mayor, I'm so sorry. What I am saying is, if it's in the contract that we have to give them 7 days notice, I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen. It has to be something that protects us. So when it does happen, we call them Thursday or Friday morning and said, you all can't have your game this week because we're using our field. I don't want there to be a legal issue because we do that, because it happens all the time. And Vice Mayor Kelly will call me sometime and ask me, are we playing at home this week? And I'll tell them no. And at the last minute, oh yes, we're home this week. So all I'm saying is I want us to put something that protects us when that happened, because I know for a fact, just as sure as I'm sitting here black, it's going to happen.
Yeah. How often that happen?
Could be every week.
Every week now.
It could. It could.
I asked Commissioner Irving.
So it definitely happens more than we would like for it to happen, but it does happen. Sometimes we find out the last minute we're supposed to have a game and we're not having that game there because we're going to Port St. Lucie somewhere to play.
Okay.
It happens.
Good. Commissioner Irving. Okay. And this is on the contract that these people have right now.
We're talking about that now. We'll tell them 7 days. I'm just saying I don't agree with the 7 days because sometimes we find out at the last minute that we're having.
But why is that you found out at the last minute when they're supposed to have a schedule for the whole month or for the whole week? I don't understand that. If somebody have something here, they must have to have order, and they have to have a schedule and say, okay, no, I have this, or the whole month or whatever. That's what I say. Well, how can I gonna give in the right to anybody gonna say, no, tomorrow I'm gonna use this? And I have to give in a 24 hours notice to whoever is there. I don't understand that. That's something that I do not understand. What is the problem? The problem is that we want to give in to someone, and to the other one, we don't want to give in anything. How is that?
Mr.
I believe if that's a club, if that's an organization, they're supposed to have a schedule in the park. Okay? And I love to see that. For everybody have anything to do with park and recreation in both park or in any part that we have.
Mr.
Because
Mayor?
it's something, If something is not right here. If something is not right.
Okay, Madam.
Mr. Mayor, I was just
Commissioner
stating facts. I was stating facts as to what happens, schedule or no schedule. It happens and it happens all the time. I just don't want us to be in a situation where we tell them at the last minute because they would have spent money to have their games or whatever. They would have spent money, which means they're losing money. Now they're coming to sue us because we didn't tell them until Friday that we have to be on our own field. So that's the only thing that I'm saying. It happens. The city of Opa-locka does not control the league that we play in. The league make the necessary rules as they go. And sometimes the rules are truly last minute. That's all I'm doing. I just want to put it, as Vice Mayor says, on the record that I let it be known that we can't always give them a 7-day notice.
Got it. Madam Manager, you still have the floor.
Vice Mayor, again, I can't answer your question with regards to the cost, how much because it did mention a discount. Maybe Commissioner Santiago can tell you the cost of each player to be a part of that team, but I don't have a cost and it's not listed in the agreement.
Okay, what about the other parts? I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
The other question I have, so you're not sure of the discount or anything or what they actually charge. Okay, and you're saying that with the 3 staff people that we have in the park, I know they're part-time, that's gonna be sufficient staff to cover
Not saying
for,
it's sufficient, but that's all we have. That's the staff that we have. We don't have any additional staff members. And they are part-time.
okay, and the reason I'm saying that because I've been at Ingram and I know it's very challenging to try to keep up with how many people. And I have the same issue when we rent out facilities too, because people will tell us they got 40 folks coming, they got 90, and then we need to find a police officer. It's in the agreement. Everything that I'm asking is based on the agreement. I haven't got to my thought process yet and mention about having soccer on both parks. I know in most cities, because I've ran parks, most cities have activities based on that park, that's conducive to that park and those things. We used to have baseball, for example, on both parks. We took baseball off Ingram Park and said it was going to be just at Shabundi. You remember that? I wasn't thrilled with that. I wasn't a fan of that because I felt we should have had it at both parks, but it was deemed that was necessary, important, not only for staffing purposes, but because of management's thought process. So now you're saying soccer on both parks, et cetera. I'm not concerned about getting from east to west because to me, well, folks want to go, they'll get to. So that's not a big issue for me. The issue for me is what's in this agreement. Because that's what I'm going at, this agreement that we have. And what I don't want to see, if it's not laid out clearly, is if we're going to have a number of people there, how that's going to work with public safety if needed, if additional staff, because I've been to soccer practices, I know about soccer games, tournaments, just like basketball, football, anything else. People are going to show up. You're going to need people. I don't see how that is laid out in the agreement. And we also, Mr. Mayor, and to my colleagues and attorneys chimed in already, we're already saying some things can be changed in this agreement, but unless they're here, I don't even know if the parties would be amenable to it. And so I think while we're saying we could change things, which is fine if we want to do that, they're not even here to say if they would agree to it or not, unless my colleague is speaking for them. But I still need to know that's cost because I can see, I can almost see it clearly that you're going to have something, whether it's on Ingram. And again, I wasn't here for the vote when you did it at Ingram because I know it kind of mirrors that agreement. And I've said to you, because of the way Ingram is laid out, that's a lot of land to cover. If you got soccer going on with some games and practice like I've seen, which is great, parents, I love it. You got to have somebody almost down there by the bathroom, just all they're doing. You got to have somebody by the playground. You got a basketball court. You got people potentially fishing. That's a lot of ground to cover. So when you come to Shabundi, where we have major events, rentals that we do, and other organizations, there are a lot of people. And that's why I'm asking the cost of staff. Could those three people handle that? My opinion is they can. You're the manager, so I'll defer because you got to manage the staff. But I'm going back to what's here and the questions that I raised in here, which I know some of you say you can't necessarily answer, how that's going to work, how that compliance is going to work. Because once it's signed or once we vote and we were to agree to it, we don't need any gray areas. Commissioner Evans said we don't need gray areas. As my colleagues have mentioned, it needs to be airtight. So I know the sponsor has it on there. You can't really answer my total questions tonight. And so I'm going to tell you now, until I get those, I'm not going to be supportive of it. So I'll just leave it at that. I'd like to get those answers and also have the organization here as well, because they need to sign off that they would agree to some of these things or weigh in, because this is for a year. It's not just for one event. This is for a whole year. And all of us come up with things we want to do sometimes that may have an impact. But certainly if someone has a schedule and they're planning things, you know, they're just like anything else. They're going to be bringing people, bringing family, friends to see. And in some regards, it wouldn't be fair for them to get called on Friday to say it's canceled on Saturday, and they made plans to be here for the weekend. Like I said, I ran parks, so I can see all sides of this. But to me, what I'm looking at is answering my question that's part of the agreement. That's where I'm at. So I need answers for those questions based on the agreement. And if you meet with them based on some of the things been said that the attorney said could be changed with no major challenge, they agree with that, and you bring it back, that's a different conversation for me. But I need to get all those things clarified. And you can't really answer those right now. Pardon me?
Maybe the sponsor
Oh,
can
okay,
answer
maybe
some of your
sponsor.
questions.
Yeah, yes, okay. But the sponsor is here, but also is here the people for that organization that they can answer that question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that, you know, why they don't ask me that before? Because they here.
I didn't know they were here, but if they, oh, Mr. Mayor, they're here. I didn't know they were here because I asked earlier whether they're here, and I didn't get that.
Everybody asked for it.
Pardon me?
He asked.
I asked that whether they're here, and
But I tried to say that they here because I waited for the end of you that you say, yeah, I don't want to hear it from Commissioner Santiago, but it's good to hear from them. They here. Oh, and I hope before they put it out, we go to the vote or whatever is coming. I'm ready to do it. Please.
Okay, so we'll allow, and then Vice Mayor, you can answer your questions there.
I asked them. They heard them, but I'll ask them again. Good evening.
Good evening.
I am referring to the document that we were given at the last meeting. At the last meeting. And you are Mr. Cubas?
No, my name is Osmani Pelaez. I know you, all of you guys, and I'm representing him. I'm helping him today to speak with you guys.
Okay, well, Mr. Mayor.
He's the owner of the club.
He's the owner of the
Okay, that's what he want to know.
Yes.
Okay, so this is Mr. Cubas.
Kendry Vallares. That's his name. Cubas is his son.
Oh, it's his son.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not-
Well, I'm going by the document that his son gave. So there's some questions in here that I want some clarity on, and I don't know if he has the document in front of him, but I'll ask him again. Improving the appearance, condition of Shabani Park, contributing to better organization, and refresh look. That's on one page. Then if you go to another page, gaining from the partnership, consistent activation of the park, visual improvements to the facility, and then on the scholarship recipients. How would that take place? It says based on.
Second, Vice Mayor. Madam Manager, how long is this gonna last? I know you said the fight. Is someone pulling it, or is this?
Okay, and how, based on financial need, commitment, and community involvement. And my question was, how would that work? Explain that to me. Is that a document that you all use to select students or young people for participation. And if that's a document, I'd like to know how it looks. And then the improvements, because it says cosmetic functional improvements such as better organization, visual upkeep, signage, general care, etc. So are those things based on for the soccer games? Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
Sure.
I need answers to those questions, and we got it. And of course, we had to adjourn, so I didn't get a chance to do that. So, whomever, if you're speaking for him, go ahead.
Basically, sorry. Basically, what he wants to try to say is that if it's an agreement between the soccer club and the city, he can help to facilitate, to accommodate the parks in any case. If the park needs to change the grass or stuff like that, they are able to do it because that's what they want, is to have the better park as for the usage. So that's the first thing. Secondly, the document selecting the 6 player free from the community. We're gonna bring it to you so you can review it. But basically, it's based on talent and needs from the community players. So basically, what the clubs is looking is promoting that talent from the community to be on the club and exposure good sportage on out there, because that's a traveling team. And third, I heard about how it's going to work with the club. The club, every club or every organization, they have their own insurance from 1 to 2 million. That is going to cover the city, and explaining also, Mister, about the staff that you're gonna have on the parks, that they don't have to be on top of the organization. They are on top of the park. Exactly, every organization, they have their own staff, and they care of about their own staff. Everything that happens, they are allowed. I mean, they are organized on based on that. And if something happened, they have also their own insurance that is going to cover. It's not going to be on top of the city. I just wanted to clarify that. And scheduling, all clubs or organization, they should have a schedule that is going for the whole year. And on top of that, you for example, because I got a way experience on this, my club, Hialeah City Football Club, is another club. We got on a schedule. We got 34 teams on that club. And of course, we got one home game, one away, one home game, one away, one away. If something happens, of course, it can happen, but it's on us if we allowed it to change it or not. That clarify what I'm trying
Well,
to say.
I appreciate the insurance, but I didn't ask a question about insurance. I asked a question about the scholarships, and based on need with the 6 folks, you said you have some, or you had something, but you didn't bring it, but
I
you
didn't
have,
bring it
well,
today.
you had something.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have it in front of me, but we're passing something.
Okay.
So I don't have that in front of me. So for me, I'm just speaking for me,
Well,
I need to have everything for it's laid out. The other part you mentioned about grass or, resodding the field, et cetera. Again, that's not in here. That's a general statement of improvement, I guess, but it's not in here. And so if you're going to put that in there, or that's going to be a part of an agreement, that needs to be
All right.
in there as well, because we do know you're doing football and soccer. And again, I don't know how many, I know when I ran parks, we had soccer. It can tear up the field just like any other sport could. So it's not
Yeah.
just soccer does it. But again, I don't have those in front of me,
We can place it.
those answers in front of me. And yeah, I don't have those. And so you said you have another club. So this is really a club with how many teams? How many teams would be participating or a part of the Elite Academy?
He got 5 teams right now. Everything it comes from 10 to 15 players. It depends. But what he was explaining to me right now is that he wants to grow with the community.
So right now he has 5 teams that have 10 to 15 players.
It depends. Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta find that out with him. But normally it rounds from there.
Vice Mayor, on that same question, the 5 teams, are they from Opa-locka, or is it 5 teams within that network?
They are from Opa-locka, from Hialeah, from Miami.
No, but are they 5 Opa-locka teams? Or is it,
No.
That could be from,
They want to
The
create
club already,
from there.
the club already exists. So what he wants to grow is on here.
A team here.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, just.
Okay.
okay, so you have 5 teams. I know you want to grow it. I'm not talking about the growing part. You have 5 teams right now, 10 to 15 players. I'm gonna go on the low number. And so you got 10 players. Okay, so if you're out here on a Saturday and it's 9 to 2, you got 5 teams potentially playing. Whatever the schedule is, they're playing somewhere between 9 and 2, 5 teams.
What is it?
5 teams are playing, if that's a home game or whatever,
Got it.
on a Saturday or Sunday. Okay. Yeah.
Every team plays 1 hour. So let's say U10 play from 9 to 10. The other one plays from 10 to 11 and like that.
Okay. I get that part, but again, to what I said earlier, some of the things that you said are not in here and I don't have it. And so for me, I need to have that before I can be supportive of it, number one. And the manager, of course, has some things she needs to answer for me, but I appreciate your answers and your explanation. And I'm saying that because although I wasn't even here for the meeting in December, I got calls because I guess how it went out, how Opa-locka kids don't even participate. They can't afford the cost or whatever. I wasn't even here, but I do know they're functioning over. I've been over there. I've seen them practicing at the park. So I'm trying to get a clarity. But again, to me, that's different because Shabandi has so many other uses. And that's why I'm trying to clarify with manpower and how it work. But you did answer some of my questions the best you could without providing information. So I do need to see that. I would like to see that. But again, it's up to the will of the commission how they want to proceed and of course the sponsor. I'm good, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Commissioner Santiago, I wasn't here, so and I'm no way trying to stop this at all. However, the agreement, there are a lot of questions in the agreement that came up from all of us that we don't see in the agreement, and even the mistakes that were made in the agreement. And the way it is now, like Vice Mayor Kelly says, if we even vote for this, they won't even be able to use the bathroom. So I would ask, if you don't mind, that you all work on this agreement and bring it back. And that way you all can come to some kind of concession or agreement, if you will, on this agreement. Because the way it reads now, it's yeah. And that way you can answer the questions on the communication. We can answer the questions on the scholarships amount. We can answer the question on, we can cure the police issue, who's responsible for what. But none of those questions that was raised on this dais are in this agreement. And like Commissioner Irvin says, we have to protect the city. I understand we want to be great community partners to whoever, but our first protection is the city of Opa-locka.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I heard your concern and I heard the concerns of my other colleagues. It's not a problem to bring him back to defer the item to the next commissioner meeting and to prepare whatever they ask him to. But I like to see too, Madam Manager, the same agreement that organization have, that the other people out there in England have, and the flag football have, same agreement. It's not me. I don't want that they inventing the agreement today because I'm going to be in top of that. But I want to see every agreement that we have in every part when the clubs or organization that they come in to asking for it. Okay, it's no problem. We're gonna go, and that's the rules, and that's the regulation that we have. But it had to be for everybody, no matter who it is. It's fine. Mr. Mayor, to the city attorney, and I want to defer that item to the next commissioner meeting if it's possible. Okay, and we're going to bring everything that Mike Kelly is asking for.
Mr. Mayor.
And Vice Mayor?
I'm really speaking.
It's already deferred.
Okay. Also, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. That's the way we want it.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes,
thank you,
sir.
but Vice Mayor had the floor. So you can't cut him off in the
No,
middle
I'm
of this.
done.
It's
I'm
fine.
trying to make a statement to help, but I'm gonna leave it
I
alone.
think you're.
Let it come back. Let it come
you're-
back. If don't come back correctly, then
You're
you
taking
have
it
to deal with
personal, and we're all.
But I also want to say, Mr. Mayor, I'd have been deferred, so I'm through an item. I do not want it to leave here to this community, that this community is divided versus East versus West, versus Black versus Hispanic, or anything. We are one community. We're one community. And I want that to be known, because everything that I think all of us do, we have that mindset. So the things that I asked for you, if I had been here whenever, I would ask the same questions. And the things I'm asking you, I don't think are not earth shattering or things that you can't do. You just don't have them with you tonight because you probably wasn't prepared because you're speaking for him. But I'm saying this really on the record. This is one community of bright opportunities. It's not East, West, Black, White, Hispanic. It is Opa-locka.
And that's
Because I know how things get out, because you voted down this. So no, and anybody that knows me, and I've been up here longer than anybody else, that is not something that I'm going to ever advocate for one over the other. Whether it's Black, White, Hispanic, Haitian, we are all one city, one community. So I would encourage you, and I'm saying that, Mr. Mayor, because I know it's the first, so I'm not talking about the item, but I don't like when it leaves things as though we're divisive in terms of one segment of our community. We're all one community. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Right. And I know we deferred it, but Madam Manager, my suggestion is that you all meet with the sponsor as well as the potential tenant and answer these questions that the commission have, and to clean up the agreement. That way it's, yeah, please. All right.
Mr. Mayor, before we close this chapter, let me tell you very now and clear, and for the public and to the community. There's nobody here mentioning anything like that. The only thing it is that I say, when all the things that they bring in against, okay, that item, from the first commissioner meeting that we have to defer the item, and we had the same problem like today with the fire alarm. The only thing that I say is, okay, let's go by rules. I never mentioning no division. That's one. I never mentioning anything like that. The only thing that I say that we have to be fair. Okay, when every organization that come to the city, every business, every people, any resident, they have to go by the rules and regulation that we have in the great city of Opa-locka. And this is only, I always say, Mr. Mayor, it's only one city, it's only one people. Nobody here tried to divide it, nobody. Thank you.
All right, 30 seconds, we gotta move on. Go ahead.
Sure. I just want to mention something. I present myself like 3-4 months ago. I don't remember well, but I'm the owner of the Blue Fury Sports Complex on here on Opa-locka. And what I'm looking for is to grow the sports on this city. That's my only thing. Right? Every organization that I bring myself, I try to be an organized organization and have serious people behind of this. So what I want is to work with you. I'm very okay with all the questions that you guys have, and I'm trying to be on your same page. So that's what I'm trying to be. I be helping him. I be working hand to hand with him. So the clubs aligns with your needs. All right. So I just wanted to mention that.
All right, so thank you for that. So again, the manager, the attorney, and the chief of staff and the sponsor, you all will get together and you'll deal with this.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Thank
And
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Madam,
Just briefly, before we go into the next item, per the directive from the commission at the last meeting, the manager did secure an interpreter, for a 2-hour period. So they bill per 2 hours. So it's almost, the 2 hours is almost up. I don't see anyone who may need an interpretation. So I'm not sure if you want to confirm that so that we can release the individual. So we won't incur additional, fees.
okay,
Mr. Mayor, good news that I have, okay, about the next item that we're gonna is, everybody's agreeing, nobody's here today. I mean, we can continue that.
got it. All right, so Madam Manager, we're looking at 7:47. Let's hard stop at for this item at 7:55, and if she has to leave, she would just go.
Okay.
All right, for her, our style. All right, so Madam Attorney, you can go ahead and call the 16A1.
Read into the record, correct?
ma'am.
Mr. Mayor? An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, amending Article 5, Section 22-116 of the City of Opa-locka's Code Land Development Regulations pertaining to the storage of recreational vehicles, amending certain definitions with Section 22-116 to include the definition of travel trailer to reduce the overall body length from 40 feet to 35 feet, to amend the definition of camping trailer to remove the word vehicular and require camping trailers to be loaded onto or affixed to wheels, to remove the word truck from truck camper, to amend the word motor home to require a built-on requirement to motor vehicle chassis, to amend the definition of screen to add the words the condition of being, and expand the definition of significantly hidden from view to encompass a combination of structures, to delete residential townhouse district, moderate density residential district, high density residential district, and certain residential mixed-use designations bearing the prefix HDOD, CMU, and MNMU, to delete the requirement that recreational vehicle parking and storage is permitted but requires a registration process and fee of $100 with an accompanying affidavit that the vehicle will not be used for occupancy, requiring all recreational vehicles to display current city registration to be visible from the street, allowing a recreational vehicle not exceeding 35 feet in length to be parked in a side yard not closer than 3 feet from the residence, with all expanded panels retracted, requiring recreational vehicles to be unobstructed, mounted on wheels, and easily movable, prohibiting recreational vehicles parked on residential property from being used for living, sleeping, cooking, or storage, allowing no more than one recreational vehicle on single-family or duplex property, requiring the recreational vehicle owner to hold a valid lease agreement with the property owner, prohibiting utility connections except through an extension cord for brief maintenance related activities not to exceed 24 hours, prohibiting parking on townhouse and multifamily properties, amending Chapter 7, Article 1, Section 7-6 of the City of Opa-locka's Code of Ordinances to decrease the civil penalty for noncompliance fine amount from $500 to $250 for the first offense, providing for severability, providing for codification, providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by Commissioner Santiago, and it is deferred from the February 11th, 2026 Commission meeting.
All right, this is a public hearing item. Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Santiago, second by Vice Mayor Kelly. Commissioner Santiago, this is your item. I'll let you go ahead and present, and then we'll open up for public hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't think that we have too many things to say tonight because the big group that we always see to come in, they agreed, and they feel comfortable and not comfortable. They know that they have to follow, all rules and regulations that we have, and they say this is the first reading, and I believe that we're doing a great job. Thank you, Mr. Gate, to helping me to prepare this amendment for that resolution. And like I say, we don't have too many things to explain tonight because we're not gonna have any people from the people that used to come all the time and say anything because they agree and they're very happy for the last meeting. And to correct something, we not the first item in the last meeting. The only thing is we had to close the meeting by emergency that night. But everything is fine, ready to go to vote. If my colleagues don't have any other question, and if they have any question, we have Mr. Gate, Madam Manager, we have Mr. Gate to answer. Thank you.
All right, this is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Hearing none, seeing none, public hearing is closed. All right, Madam Manager, you can go ahead and release.
Mistake. Oh, the
Yeah.
translator. I'm sorry.
All right, do we have any questions for the sponsor or Mr. Gate at this moment or the manager?
You
No.
look very nice. Have a seat.
All right, we can go ahead and call the question, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Kelly.
Yes.
Before you all do that, I just want to make sure that th- there were certain things that were brought up between the last meeting and this meeting. I want to make sure that those changes were made, Mr. Gay, and you're comfortable with that through the sponsor. Like, for instance, I want to make sure you all realize that this requires that well, Mr. Gay, I think you should have a presentation on this, is what I'm trying to say, so that it's clear what you're voting on. Because there was some concern about whether the side, you can see it, you'll be able to, you needed to be able to see it from the side, or you could put it in the back. And I just want to make sure they're clear about the license plate being visible, and you all should, I'm encouraging you to have a presentation.
Go ahead, Mr. Gate.
Good, yeah.
Gregory K., Director of Planning and Community Development. Real quickly, some of the issues that did come up between the last meeting and now, this particular process will require an affidavit, as was put in the title. So we're going to go through that particular process. I know questions were raised as it relates to whether the RVs will be allowed in the rear or in the side. It has been pretty much determined that it will be most likely within the side of the yard, so that it will be visible from the public right of way. There will be an RV sticker that will be provided, and it was also suggested that there be a sticker on the property itself. That way, code enforcement would know as it relates to whether the RV has been fully registered. There will be no public access from the alleyways for the RVs to be placed in certain people's yards. And as it relates to the penalties for non-compliance, it was recommended that the code compliance will basically cite those particular individuals for those infractions based on occurrence.
All right, any questions to Mr. Gate or the city attorney on the changes in the legislation? All right, I wasn't gonna bring this up, but because I was gonna bring it, I think we had to do it in legislation form. We talked about waiving the fees if you were to sign up in a certain time period. I brought that up when we had the workshop. Is that in here, or we can, that would be, that would need
That's
legislation?
not in here.
Can you explain a little bit about that again?
So we was trying to encourage people to actually register their RV. So I suggested that we if they came in a certain time period, that we waive the fees. And I said that at the.
I don't think that would necessarily need to be a part of the legislation. That could be part
No,
of
I said I'll bring it in
the-
legislation, but I was saying that was something that we discussed. I know we talked about the education
Discussing an
period.
educational period.
Educational
During the
period.
educational period, yes.
I believe that's still there, right, Mr. Gay?
Yeah, there's still.
There is-
there's still there.
It's still there.
It's like 90 days.
Yeah,
Just
there's
waiving the
there's
fee.
no waiver of fees.
That's
It's
what-
just,
yeah, just-
because
that's what-
if you're doing an enforcement action, which this is, we'll go through code enforcement, there's no waiver fee. Everybody would have to have the same, but there is an education period, and you can start it later and and allow people to be educated about the city, to get out information, that kind of thing. But once you start the enforcement process, it has to be something that you're doing across the board with no waiver. I mean, that's a part of what they'll be taking to the special magistrate. So, you can
That's
start
what-
whenever you want.
that's
If
what
you
you-
wanted
that's
to
what I
do
said we had
6
to-
months, if you wanted to do 3 months, whatever you wanted
All
to
right,
do.
so I won't belabor the time with that question. So we'll talk about that
Okay.
offline, Madam. And then if we have to, we'll bring it up at the next commission meeting. Madam Clerk, we were on the calling of the question.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Commissioner Santiago.
Yes.
Commissioner Bass.
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 first reading.
All right, last item of the night, 16A2.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Opa-locka, Florida, amending Chapter 11, Article 4 of the City of Opa-locka's Code of Ordinances entitled Dumpster Enclosures, and more specifically, Section 11-81 to require multifamily units to use dumpster enclosures, and Section 11.84 to include an additional section entitled Penalties, providing for severability, providing for conflict and repealer, and providing for an effective date. This is sponsored by Commissioner Bass.
All right, this is a public hearing item. Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Moved by Commissioner Santiago. Can I get a second on this item?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Bass. Commissioner Bass, go ahead and present, and then we can open up for public hearing.
Okay, thank you. I won't waste your time, but I just wanted to bring this to my colleagues to take a look at it and hopefully get your support in passing this ordinance. I'm quite sure that we all have seen where family units have excessive garbage or trash, and that's because their dumpsters are not large enough for the occupants for that multi-housing unit. And I believe that having a dumpster enclosure in the multi-family unit will help to make our city look a little bit better. Because me, myself, I'm tired of seeing furniture spilling out of these small little dumpsters, and there's 6 units or there's 7 units. So basically, this resolution is to make sure that our multi-family units have enclosed dumpsters.
All right.
Mr. Mayor?
1 second. This is a public hearing item. Public hearing is open. Public hearing is closed. All right, we can go ahead and open up the discussion. Commissioner Santiago?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To the sponsor, thank God that you have very great and wonderful idea here in the city. That's what we need sometime. And when we have something in place like that, it's nothing to discussing, because yes, I see the same problem before, long time ago. And I and I put my point, and they say that no, that they have already resolution from the past that they made these people allow to have 7, 8 units and using all the gray containers, green container for the city. And what I see, that's a mess. That's look very, very, very disorganized, disorganized and bad. And also, I noted to the sponsor, it's not only people have 2 or 3 4, 5, 6 apartments, people they have in the houses, okay, 2 legal, okay, and additions, okay, and they have that sticker in front of the house for how do we call it, the manager of
Landlord.
landlord and tenant, okay. And I want to say that I have an example very close to us, by our neighborhood. And when I see the tank for the garbage for these people, that make me scared, because they 3 family live there. Yeah, 3 family live there, and 3 family they throw a lot of tracks. It does mean for the sponsor to my colleague, we had to be very in top of that. And I know that very soon we're gonna have some changes, and I hope that we can do something to the sponsor, like to bring the amount of apartment that you have to go and get a commercial container for that property.
It does says multi-units, so anything over 2, you have to have the dumpster size to fit that count.
It is it
4 units.
4 units. It is inside it in the package. Okay, that's good. Well,
I have Mr. Austin here. He's available.
Okay.
To elaborate on it.
You look great.
Thank you.
Good.
Good afternoon, Ari Austin, Public Works Director. For multifamilies that do not exceed 4 units, they're allowed to have residential containers. Anything more than 4 units has to switch to commercial. But at the discretion of the property owner, they could bring in a commercial service if they prefer to have that instead of the individual carts.
Madam Manager, I have a question for Mr. Austin. Can I? Thank you. Okay, Mr. Austin, you say after 4 units, I mean, 4 units, fine to have the green container. But after,
Residential containers.
yeah, after 5, I mean, if he have 5, he had to go through the commercial,
They have to retain commercial services, yes.
commercial services. Good. Okay, pues nice. Listen to me. In the 4 units that we're talking about, or 3 units, what I see is also, a little, sometimes a mess outside when the garbage truck, they have to put the garbage even outside, and sometimes they don't pick it up. The guy for the truck, he's not going to go out and pick up bags. What I try to say to the sponsor and Madam Manager, through you to him, is if it's possible, okay, to that particular people that have four or less, okay, or 2 or 3, to have an extra green and blue trap tank in the property.
It is allowed for them based on enforcement. If any garbage is on the ground for multiple times, they have to retain a second container to make sure the garbage is all containerized.
Okay, but the problem is you ordered another container and they say no because you register, I don't know how, like a simple family home. That's the problem. That's what I say. But if we have that people already, when the sticker in the window, Mr. Madam Manager, I mean, they're legal. They had 2 units extra. I mean, 3 family live in the house. 3 different family. And each family have 5, 6 people, whatever it is. I mean, you call and you asking for another container, they're not giving to you.
For a single family home, the customer is entitled to request a second container at an additional cost.
I don't know that. Okay, it's good to let it know. That's good.
I have to.
Yeah, good. Okay, we have to let it know these people. Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Irvin.
You said 4 units or more have to have a dumpster?
Yes.
Okay.
Some more.
5 units.
It-
Let's be
7,
clear.
It doesn't matter. On Jan Avenue
Yes.
and off of Golf Course Drive, those apartments on trash day, there's about 30 green garbage cans because I believe each apartment have their own green garbage can.
That is correct.
So how do they get to have not a dumpster?
They have multiple 4-unit complexes.
Okay, so they're just large, I guess.
It's a large quantity, 4 units.
Oh,
No, but that's a trick there, Madam Irvin, Commissioner Irvin. Let's make it clear because that happened. I complain about that too. You know what they tell me? Oh, they only 4 units, but it's the same owner. Sometimes, okay, and then what do you mean? I can't really.
It's just that I thought that there were more.
It's too
than
many
4
containers.
units
It's too many
building,
containers
'cause
for these units.
The buildings are large, so I thought it was more than 4,
Nah.
but you say it's 4?
It's classified as 4 units per.
Okay. Thank you.
You're supposed to have commercial.
Vice Mayor.
Thank you. I'd like to actually co-sponsor the item. I don't have a problem with the item really at all. My challenge really is you wanted to decrease the minimum of 250 up to 500, correct? Is that how it's this way it's always worded? Minimum of 250 up to 500 on the penalty side for the infraction.
Which item, Vice Mayor? We're on.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong item.
Yes, we're on the second item.
No, he's right. At the bottom, it says section 11-84 penalties, because I was about to say.
For the.
Yes, monetary penalties shall be
Sorry.
imposed 250 to up to
Oh, that's
500 per occurrence of any violation.
Trying to check me.
I have it right here. We on the same.
Oh my goodness.
Chad, y'all better wrap this up.
I'm trying to be quick. I thought I'm just trying to be quick. Okay, what happened? Are you trying to make them wait? You don't want to go there. Okay. Okay, I was just saying to the sponsor, so it's a minimum of 250 up to 500. That's where it's worded.
I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I don't really have a problem with that. My issue really on all of this is enforcement. Enforcement. I want to co-sponsor item, Commissioner Bass, but enforcement. I don't care if it's the green can, the dumpster, because I see them all over the place. And I know our current laws, even for the dumpsters, say they need to be enclosed, they're supposed to be on a slab, all those things, which many of them are not. And then you have some places, even in the apartments, et cetera, they probably need 4 cans, they got 1. And all the stuff is just flowing. And all of us see it. In some of these areas, we see it. I know the commissioners, they see it when they're walking, but we see them all over. Where to me, they don't even have the right size. They got too many units and trying to squeeze all of it into the smallest can. I get it because that's the cheapest one. But to me, should this pass, and I hope it does, Madam Manager, the real issue with me is enforcement on all of them. Because for some people that go to the directive and follow the legislation, creating the slab, the enclosure, all those things you're supposed to do, and there are other folks that just totally ignore it. And I think a couple of maybe it was last year even, Commissioner Santiago had brought up some of the folks with some of these dumpsters just all over, and we wanted to make sure it was clean before the kids even did the parade for homecoming or something. And to me, those are just eyesores. It shouldn't even be there. We got a big old welcome sign, and 3 feet later, down the street, it's just. So to me, that's what I really like to see us tighten up on. And I agree with the item, but I wanted to just add that. And the enforcement side, because to me, a lot of these folks just taking advantage. The owners who actually own the properties, or whatever, as has been said, you got a whole lot of people staying in these units or whatever. You need more than 1 green can, and you're trying to make it work. So I would hope that you would look at that as a part of going forward, maybe bring something back that can address that issue, but it needs to tighten up because it makes it look bad. But I would like to co-sponsor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, any other questions to the manager or our Public Works Director? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, Vice Mayor would like to co-sponsor, and you can go ahead and call the question. Oh, I'm sorry, did you?
Of course.
Of course.
Always, we should all do it.
Commissioner Santiago,
Yes.
Commissioner Bass,
Yes.
Commissioner Irvin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Kelly,
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0, first reading.
All right, moving on to our city manager's report. Madam Manager, keep it brief. I like that, the good stuff.
Everything in the report is good. So I did send a bi-weekly city manager's report to you all. I'll just touch on some of the items that's listed. I had the opportunity to travel to Tallahassee along with the mayor and some of our department directors. During our visit, we met with various state agencies and members of the legislative delegation to discuss potential funding opportunities and priority initiatives for the city. Our main focus was infrastructure, technology, and park facility needs. We felt good. We felt as though those meetings went well. We are waiting to see the outcome of those meetings, but overall, the meetings were good. Construction for the Siegel Park parking lot is scheduled to begin the first week of March. The scope of work includes removal of the existing asphalt trail with restoration of disturbed areas, curb installation, asphalt overlay of the existing parking lot, new striping, and installation of concrete stop bars for all existing spaces. The new layout will feature 32 parking spaces. The contractor continues coordination efforts related to dewatering and excavation activities at Lift Station 9. The wet well has been installed and project continues without further delay. The police department, along with code enforcement, collaborated on a commercial vehicle enforcement initiative. As a result, 11 citations were issued and approximately 9 code violations were issued by code enforcement personnel. We will continue our efforts with regards to the commercial vehicle enforcement. At this time, I'll answer any questions or concerns that you may have.
Any questions to the manager at this moment?
The mayor,
Um,
and no questions, just a comment. Thank you for all that you do to continue to push our city forward, and may God continue to bless your endeavors.
and Madam Manager, any other questions?
Ye-
Any other concerns to the matter?
Yeah, some concern to the manager.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. To the manager, I know, and I can see a lot of progress around the city. Okay, when the projects that we are pushing to finalize, and I see people working, I see people, doing the right thing, and that's fine with me. The only, the only concern that I have is that I want to do in the future, Madam Manager, is to let's see if we can bring the information, ahead of time, okay, to any size for the constructions. And like that, we don't have, all these people, call and try to make noise. That's what we say yesterday, Jamaica. Yeah, okay. It's better to communicate with them. I know that you say to me, oh, commissioner, sometimes we let them know them, okay, when 5 week ahead of time, and they don't do what they have to do. But now this is the time to our authority, the police department, code enforcement, to go out there and make them to respect our rules and regulation. We let you know that you can parking out there that day because we have that. Let's do it. And if we can in the future too, Madam Mary, it is not over cost, because I don't want to creating anything that costs money to the city that is not budgeting, that is not there in the budget. Okay, if it costs the same thing or costs a little bit that we can handle it, okay, to work in the nighttime like the many cities do. And Mayor Howard's, construction, they always do it in the nighttime. It's now the only concern that I have for you, but you're doing great. You're doing fine, Madam Manager, and I see a lot of progress in the roads, in all the things that we do around the city. Thank you.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I do want to say, Madam Manager, I am looking forward to our ribbon cutting for the basketball court, because when I tell you I don't walk out my house without looking across the street between the playground and even though they have it roped off, when they get a chance, they are on the basketball court. The park is in full effect. And I like hearing the laughter in the air. So it's definitely one of the best things that I think that we could have done thus far. And I'm excited for Wednesday. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Madam Manager. I will send them to you in an email for the brevity of time. Thank you.
All right, Madam Manager, I will say this. I went to an event on last Friday, and a lady walked up to me and she said it's the first time she drove on Alibaba and there was no bumps. So, so I want to say thank you to all that contributed to that. Our CIP manager, yourself, the commission. That is, yeah, good job on that. The only question that I have on the Siegel Park, based on the map that you gave us, that says remove existing asphalt trail and sod disturbed areas. What does that mean? Because it's right where the trails are. So I was a little confused.
It's not to remove or destroy the recently rehabilitated trails, but Ms. Gross will elaborate. It's the green area.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Adriana Gross, CIP Division Manager. Yes, so when we did the project for the trails, there was a portion on the back side of the park that was left with pavement. That's the old trail that was because we couldn't afford it at the moment. So what we are going to be doing is removing that trail that's still remaining, so we can the area, prepare it, and add the additional parking. The new parking layout is what you're seeing on that
That's
picture.
the three parking.
The 3 parking slots and the additional parking will be added once we do the new restriping and milling and resurfacing of the area.
All right, because the way you got the arrow, it looked like the trails are gonna be. I was like, my
So
facade
what you see in yellow is what's going to be removed.
is what's being okay.
Yes.
So the new trails is what's
The new trails are reinstalled and they are not going to be damaged.
but it's not it doesn't reflect on the map that you gave.
I-
This is what you gave us.
No, it's not reflecting.
Okay, because
Yes.
I thought the trails was gonna be sod and not concrete, because that's what it read. All right, I'm glad. Thank you for the
Because
clarity.
there is no aerial visual picture now. Google Earth has not updated.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Wait, one last thing, because you talked about so the additional parking. Is there additional parking outside of the 3 that's being installed? Because you said once
They are
we do
going
this,
to-
we're gonna add more. That's the
Yes.
okay.
There are going to be some additional parking down based on the new configuration of the parking lot, and plus the 3 additional parking that are going to be constructed.
Okay, and we're starting this project when?
Next week.
Next week.
Next week. Can you email the commission at least the project overview, the
Yes.
picture of the project overview? Because what we would, it's not reflected here.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Commissioner Santiago, thank you.
Yeah,
Wait, let's see as a
yeah,
commissioner.
to the manager, to Angelina,
Adelina.
Adeline. Okay. In beautiful, the park look beautiful, Shavande, and I know that we working very hard to make other parks do the same thing, but in that plan that we have in the construction around the park, that we think, to build more places for serving, bathrooms in the area.
For sure, Bundy Park in particular.
No, well, particular for here, Shavandi Park, because we be talking before, there's a lot, sometimes so many people out there, okay, in the field. And if if we have service outside, we don't have to run into the other. And I can tell you, man, I'm gonna be example when when Commissioner Bass there under the canopy, under the cabana that we have, okay, that we had to running out there, to the bathroom, and even in the go-kart. That's a point to see if we can create some bathroom close to, yeah.
For Shabandi, yes.
Shabandi.
We can look into it and look into possible funding sources. Maybe we can apply for grants and see if there's something available.
That's good.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Any other questions to the manager? Moving on. Thank you, Madam Rose. All right, we are at the official board reports. I see no board chairs here. We're going down to the mayor and commission reports. We'll start, Commissioner Irvin.
Thank you. Really short. Bingo is always our Black History Bingo was very, very nice. And this Friday is the city's Black History program. Hopefully everybody will come out at Shabundi. I think 6:00. At 6:00, yes. Also, this Saturday, this month is actually Heart Month, Heart Health Month. So on Saturday, I'm teaming up with Logos Church to walk at the park. Maybe about an hour and a half. We're gonna do some walking to strengthen our hearts. So please come out and join me with that. I want to take a quick second to give a shout out. And our police department, baby, is doing great things. And I want to give a shout out to the police department to continue doing what you're doing. It's reminding me of Opa-locka Police Department in the late 70s, early 80s. Awesome job. So keep up the good work. Our chief's not here, but Chief, keep doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Of course, we had our monthly Feeding South Florida along with DMV last Friday. As always, Madam Manager, I want to thank you and the staff, the police department, and all of Public Works, all of the agencies that assist in making that work. Of course, we support bingo and all of the things that we can get to. Again, thank the clerk for our monthly calendar that we put together. Next Wednesday, of course, is our monthly farm share distribution. If you've noticed, you came by, we added some vendors and resources that we think or that the community has been asking about. So we try to include them as a part of our distribution. And of course, I know it's challenging, but next Wednesday also at 12:05, our prayer in the garden at Rose Titus Prayer Garden at 12:05 p.m. where we just come together and pray for our city. So everyone, of course, is invited to be a part of that. We also, for Meet Me Monday, and I'm saying it early because we would not have a meeting before we actually do it. There's a lot of challenges going on in our community with not just our community, statewide, nationwide, with fraud and scam alerts. And one of the things that came up at Maybe Monday the last couple of months was some of our elderly residents and just residents in general being scammed and dealing with fraud either through their phone, clicking a link, et cetera. So we've got the Department of State Department of Agriculture, I think that's what it falls under, who's going to be here making a presentation at Mimi Monday, which is going to be at the Ingram Park Senior Citizens Building because Helen Miller is being worked on with the parking. So I would encourage you, know anyone, please have them come to that particular Mimi Monday, especially a lot of valuable information and what you need to look for in 2026, because a lot of folks are getting scammed. And a lot of times it's just a matter of a link or something that you didn't notice even on your bank statement. So I would encourage you to pass the word. The flyer is out. It is posted, I think, on our website for Meet Me Monday coming up in March. That's it for right now. Of course, as the Commissioner Irvin said, I did have opportunity as well to be with the police department for the Coffee with a Cop initiative. I think it's a great idea to interact with the community. And so as much as we can, I try to be a part of that. So good job on that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Santiago?
Thank you, Mayor Henry. Well, that's your name. Okay, thank you. First, I like to say, thank you for all my colleagues, okay, for the event that we are making always together. And I can say, and giving an example too, I'm be together when Commissioner Irving in the last the police breakfast, yeah, and we're really enjoying it out there. And that's what I want to, say to the public. That's the way that they see all together, okay, in the same neighborhood. We work together for one community. We always gonna be, in top the everybody be equal in our city. And I know that's a very good example that the police department do to bring the whole community together in a breakfast, donut, whatever. Oh, we enjoying it. We eat that night, that morning, mango, a Dominican breakfast, me and Commissioner Irving. And I like to say thank you again to my colleagues to supporting me to bring that event for a big community that we have here in the great city of Opa-locka, that is the Dominican community in Opa-locka. And I always want to say, in any flyer or anything that I do, I always going to include in all my colleagues, because you are part of the government and part of the city and part of the community. And this is the way that we're supposed to be. Thank you very much. And everybody's inviting for that event. I think it's gonna be beautiful, very colorful. Yeah. And we're gonna have a lot of people for different parts of the Dade County government, like Alina Garcia for the elected department, Mr. Regalado, his daughter. We're gonna have people from the other side of elected official for the other side of Miami Gardens. And I think that we're going to pass a very great moment. And I want to tell you that it's tables and chairs prepared for the people that they already registered. That's including all my colleagues and family. We're going to enjoy, everything inside in the historical city hall. I do my best to make sure that this is not affecting our budget, okay, for the city. And this is not a budget city that's an event now, but I have a lot of support from you, from my colleague, and from the manager's office. And I want to say thank you for that. But that's going to be this Friday. Everybody, we're going to enjoy it like the last year. Again, celebrating Independence Day for Dominican Republic together with all the people from the great city of Opa-locka. Also, I want to make notice Madam Manager. Okay, I be waiting for the community paper already for 7 months. 7 months. Yeah. And I asking somebody if I bring into the manager report, but that's my report, and I want to make it clear. I like to see the paper running as soon as we can here in the great city of Opa-locka, and I want to let you know why. Because when we
Mr.
have,
Santiago, I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
And because I don't know where we are, but I know that there is an RFP out, and I don't know if
Okay.
we are in the cone of silence. I just don't want you to go too far into that. And
Okay.
we can't really.
Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. We can talk. I can talk to my manager, another day about it. For everything that I have, today, I like to say that in the future, I come in with a couple of resolutions. I'll be talking to my manager about it and to many people. And if you don't want, I don't say anything now because I know a lot of restriction, but I'm going to bring a couple of resolutions to see if we can straight a lot of things here in the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Commissioner Bass?
Thank you. I just want to remind you to look out, my colleagues, for the graduation of our students from our last class, which is going to take place on the 7th at, I believe, 5 o'clock. But just check your emails to make sure that I'm giving you the correct information. And I really want to thank the manager's office for being there from day one in support of our last class. We have 10 individuals who are almost done with the class who will be certified as less tax on behalf of the great city of Opa-locka, and of course, the support of all of my colleagues. And I'm looking forward to see them cross the stage. Some of them have never graduated from anything before. This will be the first. And we want it to be very special for them and their families because I know that this is just the beginning. And I don't know if you all noticed that since this was set in place, other cities are doing it. Other cities are doing it. And I am just praying to God for a miracle that we could continue to do so in our city. We're thinking on doing the lymphatic drainage training next, but we've already had several persons sign up for the lash class. So I just want to make you all aware of that. And I won't be able to walk with you all on Saturday because I'm working chess on Saturday, but know that my feet are with you. All right. Thank you.
My feet are with
That's in 2
you.
weeks.
All right, and I'll close it out.
In 2
Madam Manager already discussed half of my report, which is with Tallahassee. So we did have a series of meetings. It was great, and we look forward to hopefully Tallahassee will do it this year for us. The other thing is a couple of things. I wasn't here last meeting, so I didn't get a chance to do it, but I want to thank everybody that came to the State of the City. Specifically, I also want to highlight all of our directors, managers, and employees of the city of Opa-locka because we could not have accomplished what we accomplished without the help of everyone. Everyone, all of our employees, our manager, the commission as a whole. Also, we are about that time of year where a lot of our students need hours for graduation. So we created a new program called Students and Services Program, where you can volunteer here at the city of Opa-locka, and in turn will get you hours for graduation. So you can reach out to my office, the clerk's office, or anybody that is listening. You can to the manager's office, and we will help sign you up and help you volunteer here in Opa-locka. This Saturday, City of I thought Bass was going to do this her event. The City of Opa-locka is partnering with Open House Miami for Centennial Stories. There are a lot of cities in South Florida that is turning 100 years old. So we're coming together on Saturday at 4:30, and we're coming together at Historical City Hall. So be there. Hope to see you there. And last but not least, again, my office is partnering with our tax collector Dario Fernandez office for anybody that needs help with driver's license, or vehicle registration, printout, homestead, anything that you would need, handicap stickers. They will be here on Friday, no appointment needed. They'll be parked right here in front of City Hall, and they'll be here all day from 9 to 4, and there's no appointment needed. No appointment needed. So spread the word that they'll be here if they need services. So with that being said, this Friday. With that being said, can I get up? No, we have any official board appointments from anybody? No? Hearing none? All right.
Second.
The motion to adjourn was moved by Vice Mayor Kelly, seconded by Commissioner Santiago. This meeting is adjourned. Have a great night.